In this video, we are going to comparing the electrical and electronic systems. So, see here, first one, if you are going to comparing in terms of definition, for example, if you are going to comparing the electrical and electronic system in terms of definition, just see the first thing is electrical. Electrical technology deals with the generation, distribution and storage, conversion of electrical energy or power. It means what? By using electrical system, we can directly generate the electrical energy, distribute the electrical energy, storage the electrical energy, and also there is a possibility to convert or conversion from electrical to mechanical, mechanical to electrical. So that type of systems we are calling as electrical systems. Now coming to electronics. So electronics technology deals with designing, amplifying, switching electrical energy with the help of different electronics equipments. Okay, so this is completely defining about the electronics circuits. Now coming to the fundamental, it means if you are going to defining the electrical and electronic system in terms of fundamental role, then coming to electrical systems. In the electrical circuit, electrical energy consisting of the flow of electrons. But in case of electronics, in electronic circuit, the energy consisting of the flow of electron as well as holes. Now coming to in terms of device principle, so if I am going to talk about the electrical systems, the electrical devices produce the voltage and current. But in case of electronics, electronic devices control the voltage and current. Electrical system always generating the electrical voltage or current, but electronics always controlling the voltage and currents which are using in the systems. Now coming to another thing, that is current function. If I am going to comparing the current function with AC and DC circuits by using electrical and electronics systems, then first thing is, for example, if I am going to talk about the electrical systems, now it works on alternating current. The AC power may be a single phase or a three phase. For example, 220 volts we are calling as single phase voltage, 440 volts we are calling as three phase, in the range of volts to kilovolts range. But in case of electronics, only the direct current works on it, and the range of the voltage is always from millivolts to volts, and the general rating of the voltage is always 5 volts, 12 volts, 24 volts, like this. It means what? The example for the electronics is always what? Adapter we are using for the charging of mobiles. Now coming to the material, conducting material we are using in case of electrical and electronics. Now first thing is electrical. In the electrical environment, the conductor is used. Copper material or aluminum material are the best conductors we are using in case of electrical systems. But coming to electronics, the material we are using for designing of the electronic circuits, always we are using silicon or germanium materials. Now coming to another most important, that is specification of components. So if I am going to comparing the electrical and electronic circuits or systems in terms of specification of components, now first electrical, it consisting of passive components. Passive components means the components which are receiving the energy, like a resistor, capacitor, inductor. Because inductor stores the energy in the form of current, capacitor stores the energy in the form of voltage, and the resistor is always dissipates the energy in the form of heat. So that is the reason why electrical circuit consisting of only passive elements. But in case of electronics, it consisting of active components. Active components means the devices which are going to delivering the energy we are calling as active components. So that is the reason why in case of electronics, diode, transistor, oscillator are the best examples of active components. Now here, if I am going to comparing in terms of function, so in case of electrical system, they can't manipulate data. It is not possible to manipulate data in case of electrical. But in case of electronics, there is a possibility to manipulate the data to assign. And the most important thing is electrical power. If I am going to comparing electrical and electronic circuits in terms of electrical power, now that is in the electrical circuit, the role is to monitor or control the higher electrical power. But in case of electronics, An electronic circuit monitors or controls low power. So electrical systems are always used for controlling of the high electric power, but here electronics is always used for controlling the low power. And here the another thing is decision making device. So in case of electrical system, if I am going to talking about the in terms of decision making, so this electrical device cannot make a decision. It is not possible to make a decision by the electrical systems. For example, the electrical bulb cannot make a decision, but coming to electronics, this device easily can make a decision. For example, electronic device is mobile, it can get a quick decision. Now another thing is energy conversion. So here in case of electrical system, electrical energy converts into other forms of energy, for example heat, motion or light. But in case of electronics, it does not convert into any other forms. And the another thing is size. Here electrical systems, if I am going to talk about the size of electrical systems, the electrical devices occupy a large size and require more space. For example, the device, that is transformer we are using in the electrical substation, it requires more space to install. But in case of electronic circuits, electronic devices occur small sizes. You can easily transport the electronic circuits or pieces of equipments because the size of the electronic devices are very small, like transistor, for example diodes. So all these are having very small size. So that is the reason why the occupied by the electronic devices is always what? Very less. But in case of electrical, it requires more space because in order to install the transformer, it requires more space. And if you want to install the generator or if you want to install the motor, it requires more space. And the last thing is example of electrical and electronic systems. That is, if I am going to talk about the electrical, so transformer is an electrical device, alternator is also electrical device, motor, generator, fuse, electrical circuit breaker. These are the examples of electrical devices. But coming to electronics, diode, transistor, thyristor, microcontroller, etc. So these are the examples of electronic devices. And the most important thing is, now if I'm going to watch the electrical systems, so this is the electrical systems, and the space required for the electrical system is very high. For example, see here, for example, if I'm going to talk about the transformer or transmission towers, this is the transmission tower and this one is also transmission tower. And for example, see here, this is the generation unit. It means it requires more space to generate the install the generator. So like that, the complexity of the electrical system is very high, and also the space required for the electrical system is always more. But in case of electronic systems, the devices which are comes under the electronic, so all these devices require very small. It means, for example, this is the picture of a motherboard. Okay, for example, this is the computer motherboard. It means it requires very less space. So that is the reason why this is the electronic systems and this one is the electrical systems. Okay, so like this we are having the most important comparisons when we are going to talking about the electrical systems and electronic systems. So anyway, thank you so much for watching, and please do subscribe my channel for more updates. Thank you.